Welcome to WT History. In this series, we list all the major events that happened in the world in a year, starting from 1776 to 2024. On February 11th, the University of Missouri was founded, becoming the first public university west of the Mississippi River. Just days later, on February 24th, William Otis revolutionized construction by receiving a U.S. patent for the steam shovel, ushering in a new era of mechanized labor. Educational institutions bloomed in 1839. Longwood University was founded in Virginia on March 5th, and Baltimore City College, now the third oldest public high school in the U.S., opened its doors on March 7th. On March 23rd, a curious linguistic milestone occurred. The term OK was first recorded by the Boston Morning Post, standing for "Ol correct" in a humorous misspelling. Religious and academic expansion continued on April 24th with the establishment of Boston University, originally founded as the Newberry Biblical Institute in Vermont. The summer brought turbulence. On July 1st, enslaved Africans aboard the Amistad rebelled and seized control of the ship, an act that would resonate throughout the abolitionist movement. On August 8th, the fraternity Beta Theta Pi was established at Miami University, while November 11th saw the founding of the prestigious Virginia Military Institute. 2 weeks later, on November 27th, the American Statistical Association was created in Boston. The political landscape shifted on December 6th as the Whig Party held its first national convention in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. After much deliberation, the party chose William Henry Harrison as its presidential nominee, with John Tyler as his running mate, a ticket that would later be remembered as Tippecanoe and Tyler II. This year also saw sweeping societal changes. Mississippi became the first U.S. state to pass a law allowing women to own property. Meanwhile, Charles Goodyear discovered how to vulcanize rubber, revolutionizing manufacturing. Valley Falls Company, a predecessor of Berkshire Hathaway, was founded in Rhode Island. The towns of Chattanooga, Tennessee, and Galveston, Texas were incorporated, and Episcopal High School became Virginia's first high school. Turning to Europe, on January 2nd, Louis Daguerre captured the first photograph of the moon, and on January 6th, Ireland was ravaged by the Night of the Big Wind, the worst cyclone in 3 centuries. Just 3 days later, on January 9th, the French Academy of Sciences formally announced the daguerreotype photographic process. Also in January, Thomas Henderson published the first parallax measurement to Alpha Centauri, proving how far we truly are from the stars. On March 9th, Prussia became the first country to introduce child labor laws, setting a precedent for worker protection globally. March 26th marked the first ever Henley Royal Regatta in England. Then, on April 9th, the world's first commercial electric telegraph line became operational, running alongside England's Great Western Railway. 10 days later, on April 19th, the Treaty of London was signed, affirming Belgium's independence and dividing the Limburg province between Belgium and the Netherlands. In the United Kingdom, the bedchamber crisis erupted on May 7th as Queen Victoria resisted political pressure to dismiss her ladies-in-waiting. On May 12th, French socialist Louis-Auguste Blanqui led an uprising in Paris. The insurrection was crushed, leaving dozens dead and nearly 200 wounded. May 13th marked the first of the Rebecca riots in Wales, protests against tollgate charges. Later, on June 22nd, Daguerre patented his camera, which was commercially available by September. Then, on August 19th, the French government gifted the daguerreotype process to the world, a pivotal moment in photography. On August 31st, Spain's first Carlist War ended with the Abrazo de Vergara, a symbolic embrace between rival generals. In Italy, the Naples-Portici Railway, the first in the peninsula, opened on October 3rd. The year's unrest peaked on November 4th, with the Newport Rising in Wales. Thousands of Chartists marched to free political prisoners. 22 were killed when soldiers fired on the crowd. Verdi's first opera, Oberto, premiered in Milan on November 17th. On December 26th, Heinola in present-day Finland was granted town status by Tsar Nicholas I. Finally, Michael Faraday published his groundbreaking experimental researches in electricity, helping to define the field of electromagnetism. Globally, January 19th saw Britain capture Aden in a strategic expedition. On January 20th, Chile defeated the Peru-Bolivian Confederation at the Battle of Yungay, restoring Peru's independence. On March 9th, the pastry war between France and Mexico ended. 2 weeks later, on March 23rd, a massive earthquake in Burma claimed over 400 lives and devastated cities, including the capital Ava. Colonial expansion efforts continued. On May 22nd, Lord Durham formally requested permission to colonize New Zealand. The next day, Turkish troops invaded Syria, only to be defeated in June. Then, on June 3rd, Chinese official Lin Zexu began destroying opium at Human, setting off the First Opium War. Just weeks later, on June 27th, Maharaja Ranjit Singh, the emperor of the Sikh Empire, passed away. On July 1st, Abdulmecid I ascended to the Ottoman throne. Later, on July 23rd, British forces captured Ghazni in Afghanistan during the First Anglo-Afghan War. The conflict in China intensified on September 4th, when British forces fired on Chinese war junks during the Battle of Kowloon. On October 15th, Emir Abdelkader declared a jihad against French forces in Algeria. Tragedy struck on November 25th as a cyclone hit Karinga, India, killing an estimated 300,000 people with its devastating 40-foot storm surge. Diplomatic pressure mounted as the UK, Russia, and Austria forced France to withdraw support from Muhammad Ali of Egypt, returning Syria and Arabia to the Ottoman Empire. Meanwhile, Khalid bin Saud usurped the throne in Najd, imprisoning the former ruler in Cairo. Elsewhere, the Tanzimat reforms began in the Ottoman Empire, ushering in modernization efforts. In Southeast Asia, Emperor Minh Mang renamed Vietnam to Dai Nam, and in Central America, archaeological work began at Copan, unearthing secrets of the ancient Mayans. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a journey through history.